and we're good. Hi, today I wanted to do a little just kind of do my makeup with me and Q&A video. I actually asked you guys to ask me questions months and months ago, and I've tried to refilm this video a million times. I think the last time I did it, I filmed it all in slow-mo. There was no sound. So anyway, I'm finally getting around to some old questions, but I would love to do an updated Q&A at some point. And I also want to do my makeup with you. I've gotten a lot of requests for kind of an in-depth everyday makeup routine, so I'm gonna do my best to tell you everything that I'm using and why, and then also answer these questions at the same time. We'll see how it goes. I'm historically terrible at multitasking, so we'll see, but let's just get into it because I have a feeling this will be kind of a long video. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my face. I already have SPF on. This is the one I'm using right now and I love it. It's actually almost out, which sucks. This is the Skin 1004 Madagascar Tea Tree Sun Soothing Milk. Also, I'm so sorry that my nails are like in the worst shape ever. I love the texture of this so much. It's really moisturizing, it's kind of fluid, and it gives you this kind of glowy effect on your skin that I really appreciate. So it's the summertime and I'm a little bit more tan than the winter, obviously. My body, I think, is darker than my face. So I've been doing a little bit different of a base routine. I usually have like a designated summer foundation. I have this Merit stick. Oh shit. Right now I have this Merit stick in Bisque and I think it's a good color. I always like to use a sticky primer under my foundation. I'm using the NYX face glue today. Usually I use the e.l.f. Power Grip, but I don't know where mine is right now. And this one's pretty good, although it's not quite as sticky. Again, since it's the summer, I feel like I'm lighter with my foundation, so I'm just gonna be doing this in the areas that I feel like I'm just trying to kind of color correct, I suppose. I feel like I've been trying to kind of lighten my foundation up. I feel like I've become really reliant on it, especially with filming, but when I go out into the world, I actually don't really love the look of foundation on myself. Okay, let's get into the questions. Sorry to make you wait. The first question is from baol.le. How do you balance out creating content and work? Well, again, these questions were from a few months ago. I no longer do that because content creation is my full-time job now. And the reason for that is purely because I couldn't balance out content creating and work. It was really, really hard for me. I was working literally nonstop 24/7. Felt like I never had a break. I was sleeping really terribly. I just wasn't taking good care of myself. Also, now I'm putting on the e.l.f. Halo Glow contour. It's literally my favorite contour. I think it's because it's kind of olivey. But yeah, it was just like a really, honestly, super unsustainable situation when I was trying to work and also do content creation. And a big part of that is the fact that I make the kinds of videos online that are really editing intensive and editing heavy. I don't think that that's the case for everyone. It depends on the style of content that you have. I honestly feel like I kind of screwed myself over a little bit making, you know, long-ish form videos on TikTok every single day that are pretty highly edited and talking videos that require a lot of editing. So I ended up leaving my job because it was really intense. And the job that I had was in care work. And even though I'd worked for many years, it wasn't like I had this crazy career. It's something that I can always go back to. I don't have a college degree. Like, I just wasn't in this position where I was seeing a lot of upward mobility and I didn't ever really have like dreams, which low-key sounds really sad, but I just wasn't someone who really thought that anything else would really happen to me, I guess, because I just didn't like have the credentials and for a bunch of reasons. But I guess when I started doing content creation and it sort of took off in this really unexpected way, I was just like, this is my chance to like make something happen and do something. And you know, there's opportunity here for some really exciting things that I'm really passionate about and some freedom that I really never thought I would have. I think a lot of people are like, oh, so you started making a lot of money on content creation and you realized you could leave your job, and it was like, no, I just knew that I couldn't keep doing things how I was doing them. And honestly, even though it was really scary, it was honestly like pretty low stakes in a way for me to quit my job. It wasn't like this career that I can never return to, or it's not like I'm a homeowner or something or have a spouse or people relying on me. Like, I'm really lucky to have cheap rent and I'm kind of living in this situation where it's like, why not? Why not just try it out? So yeah, and I definitely think it's always difficult to balance like multiple gigs no matter what. But with content creation, I definitely say that if you're doing something more casual, it would be a lot easier. Okay, I put on a little bit of the One Size powder, I think because I was getting distracted by answering that question, but I didn't fully powder because I actually realized I want to do a little bit of blush. Today I'm going to be using the Flirty blush from Saie. Alyssa actually gave this to me. It's new, so we'll see if I like it. But I honestly switch through like cream blushes every day basically. I have a lot of cream blushes. I love them, especially in the summer. Like, I'm always trying to find that perfect shade that looks like I'm a little bit burnt, but like the bronzer doesn't always work for me. I don't know. This one's cute though. I love the finish of the Saie blushes a lot. I'm gonna do a little bit of freckle action because I put my foundation on and they disappeared. For people who ask about my freckles, they're henna. I've been doing henna freckles for like 6 years or something, but I still feel like I haven't dialed it in. Like it's really inconsistent for me. But I have this Beaubble and Rudy freckle pen that I love and I always use it after foundation. It is the longest lasting freckle pen that I've ever tried. Okay, next question. Pink Druid asks fashion inspiration and style icons. Honestly, like Sex and the City is such a big one for me. I started watching Sex and the City like kind of as soon as I was a teenager, I think, at some point in high school, and I watched all of it multiple times. It's the show that I watched the most. I probably watched it like at least 10 times. And I think in some ways that was sort of like formative for me envisioning my like adult fashion or like adult self and how I was going to dress, because I was always just really like experimental and playful growing up. Went through all of these different like really wild phases with my fashion my whole life. And so I think I kind of saw this like glamour and chicness and confidence and also whimsy in Patricia Field's styling on Sex and the City, and I was super inspired by that. And also just like kind of getting into fashion when I was a teenager. I mean, my grandmother is a huge fashion inspiration and I think I've talked about her a lot before, but she was just an extremely glamorous woman and she loved fashion, and not in the sense that she wore like a ton of designer pieces. Something that really inspired me about her fashion, she was really crafty and scrappy. She was a seamstress. She like made her own clothes. She bought stuff secondhand. She like had the funkiest, coolest, most like interesting and unique pieces ever. And she always had huge sunglasses on. She always wore high heels and she was just so fabulous, and like nobody ever knew what to do with her because she was just like so fabulous. And I just really appreciated her commitment to like beauty and glamour and like kind of the artistry of that. I have inherited so many of her like amazing pieces, like vintage pieces, and I feel so grateful for that. But yeah, she was a huge inspiration to me. I think my biggest sources of fashion inspiration are honestly like my friends. I think everything that I consume, but also like nature. And I think that the real hack for like developing your personal style is not seeing your personal style as separate from just like who you are as a person and what you like. Don't limit your style inspiration to just style things. Like be inspired by everything. If you like the shape or the color or the feeling of something, you can wear it. Your style really reflects your inner world and like your inspirations. Okay, wait. My camera's about to die. Fuck, I'm so bad. I talk so much. Okay, I'm back. While you were charging, I did my eyebrows because I have a full in-depth eyebrow tutorial on TikTok. Then I did one size powder everywhere, and now I'm gonna try to do like eyeliner while I talk. I don't know how that's gonna work. For my eyeliner, I always use the Nyx Epic Ink Liner till the end of time. Be nice to me, love your username, says, what groceries are you into right now? That's a great question. I actually haven't gone grocery shopping in way too long, and I have a really unfortunate situation where I only have a mini fridge for my groceries, which actually really sucks. Even though I'm just one person, I like to have more of a bounty than that. So I feel like my grocery game's like a little off, but I have been really into like sauerkraut lately. I love the wild brine, just like classic sauerkraut. I've been eating it with chicken sausages, Adele's. I think my favorite is the Italian style. It's really yummy. It has like mozzarella in it, and that with the sauerkraut, such a good combo. Also, really into like black cherries right now. It's stone fruit season. That's my favorite. Good strawberry, good watermelon. Like fruits are my favorite ever. I am obviously someone with a sweet tooth, so I think those are my favorites, but it's always changing. I'm always having a new little food that I'm loving. Liz_is_ asks, what is your sign / how do you feel about astrology? I'm a Virgo and I feel good about astrology. Honestly, not super knowledgeable. I'm like kind of a lazy astrology person where I kind of tap in around the full moon and around the new moon and whenever something kind of astrologically big is happening. And I try to keep my full chart memorized, but I never can. I don't really look at like astrological updates very much, or like what's happening astrologically like on the daily. I'm very mercurial because I'm actually a triple Virgo. I have Virgo sun and moon, and then also Virgo Mercury, which is kind of crazy combination because they're all like ruled by Mercury. So I'm very impacted by Mercury retrograde. I really believe in that. And I totally admire all of the astrology shotties. Oh my god, look at how bad my eyeliner is. I can't multitask this. This is crazy. I also really like Chinese astrology, and I'm trying to just get into like different types of astrology because I think they're all equally valuable. Next, I'm going to do a little bit of lower eyeliner. This is the Artist Extreme color pencil in Dimensional Dark Brown from Makeup Forever. It's like a perfect, really chocolatey brown, and because it's the waterproof version, it really lasts. I always take it on a flat brush, and I kind of try to drag my eye out and then go lightly at first connect from sort of where my iris starts and then do kind of a straight line up to my eyeliner, kind of outside of the end of my eye. And then I just kind of build it up because I do want it to be dark. Let's return to the question. Alex.p.milch says, what inspired you to start making this type of content? I'm assuming they're talking about fragrance content. I'm really obsessed with fragrance, and I didn't know anyone in person who was obsessed to the degree that I was obsessed. And so I think I was just really set on talking about it. And I really wanted a community of people who were obsessed in the same way that I was. Also, I'd gotten to the point of consumption of my fragrance content. I wasn't watching it on TikTok at all when I started. I only used YouTube Shorts, but I was like, there's just not people talking about the fragrances that I want them to be talking about online. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about compliment getters and gourmands. Those sound nice to me, but I want more videos about stuff that smells like rice. I want more videos about stuff that smells like all of these types of fragrances that I am looking for, but I can't find, because fragrance is really hard to like navigate. When you're trying to find something specific, it can be really hard to like figure out where to even start. So I wanted to kind of be able to provide that for other people because it was all stuff that I was doing anyway, like looking for these types of fragrances. And also I've always I like to say I went to YouTuber university because I literally have just been such a internet kid forever. I watched all sorts of content creators forever, and I always had like a wish to do this. So okay, I'm doing my mascara now. It's the e.l.f. Lash and Roll, and then I just build it up crazy. The next question is from Antney TF. Favorite movies? I'm one of those people who like every time someone asks me this, I forget every movie I've seen. The camera died again. I just did my mascara. After I do my mascara, I almost always comb it through with one of these little things. Now I'm almost done. I just have to do my lips, and hopefully my camera won't die again. My lips are different every day. I almost always have a stain on because I just love to have a stain. That's generally like the first layer of my lip. And then I usually do either multiple layers of lip liner or like some eyeshadow or just like a bunch of stains layered. It's a whole kind of chiaroscuro situation. I use so many products. The idea for me is to just build color kind of slowly. And I'm such an overliner that I like to build color outside of my lip line. You don't want that gap between where your lip pigment ends and like your overline begins. I try to kind of slowly do that with products, then create that kind of fake shadow outer edge of my lip. I think because of my blush color today, I'm gonna start with the Milk Water Jelly Tint in Chill, which is like their kind of coral hot pink. I love these stains a lot. They're really long lasting. There we go. And I'm honestly feeling a little bit of like a lighter lip today. So I've been really into using this Face Secrets. I think the color is like honey or something. Really light shade. And it creates for me like a perfect kind of subtle contour that just kind of looks like a shadow. Love the look of that. And you can kind of be messy with it because it's so light. And then I could leave it like that, but I'm not going to because I want something a little bit bolder. I'm gonna use a lip liner. I think I'm gonna use this Kylie lip liner, 620. My friend Caroline gave this to me, and I was really like impressed by these liners and their longevity. So I'm just gonna use this and kind of just go over the Cupid's bow a little bit more to just make it a little bit more dramatic around the edges and blend it, because this one's really creamy and pigmented. And make that kind of like fake edge of my lip look a little bit more fleshed out. I can do like a full lip breakdown how to contour your lips if you guys want, because it's really a thing that I love to do. That looks pretty good. Okay, sorry for that break from movie talk. What I was saying about the movies is that because I never feel prepared for that question, I always just say Annihilation. The last step of the makeup is also this highlighter. Look at how busted this is. I'm gonna just finish my makeup and then we'll do the rest of the questions. Sorry I'm so bad at this. It's really hard for me to multitask, and now I know. I'm gonna use setting spray. I wanna use Charlotte Till, but I don't know where she is. Charlotte, girl, can't find it. I guess we're gonna use Essence Fix and Last 18 Hours because it's what's on hand, but I usually use Charlotte Tilbury. If I really need my makeup to stay crazy, like waterproof, if I'm going out, I'll use the L'Oreal Infallible Mist. This shit is like hairspray for your face. It's crazy. I like a lot of setting spray. All right, when it comes to movies, I always say that my favorite movie is Annihilation, but that's probably not totally true. I just truly don't remember all the movies that I've seen. I need to get like Letterboxd really bad. I want to be more into movies, but I have a really short attention span and I can't watch them alone. I need to like have people around me. So if you guys have any good movie recommendations, please let me know, because whenever I see a good movie, I'm like thrilled. I love to go to the movie theater. I love to watch movies. I just need to be better at it. Next question is from Joylyn Fraser. Thoughts on self-discovery self-discovery through scent, art, clothing, etc. I have so many thoughts on those things. I think that when it comes to all levels of self-expression, even aesthetic ones, there's a lot of self-discovery possible. I feel like I would not have had any self-discovery if not for scent, art, clothing, etc. I don't know. I just feel like we see ourselves reflected in everything, and it's really amazing to feel seen and mirrored. And with scent specifically, it's such an immersive sensory experience that I think really unlocks parts of ourselves that we weren't aware of, and that we're kind of living in our unconscious and in our bodies. Really special way to access different parts of yourself and learn more about yourself. It can be really emotional and like deep and vulnerable and scary. But also, you learn more about like who you want to be and how you want to present yourself, wishes for yourself, what your preferences are. And the same goes with clothing, which I find is such a fun way to play every day. And of course, art is kind of like the ultimate road to self-discovery in my opinion. So making it, consuming it, all really valuable. I could say so much about this question. Dave.etw asks, do you like bagel? Yes, I like bagel. Connor B. Delgado asks, what was your most cherished childhood object? I'm gonna go get her. This is Lammy. She was my most cherished childhood object, and I got her the day I was born. I had OCD as a child, so I pulled out all of her hair compulsively, and then she had one little soft tuft of hair inside of her ear, so I would always stick my finger in her ear so I could like have the cozy softness of a stuffed animal. So yeah, I kind of wrecked her, but I love her so much. She's my day one, literally. Next question is from Yo Koeko. I'm new to perfume and want to be able to understand notes better. Do you have any tips? The notes are really symbolic. Notes listed in a fragrance don't actually indicate what ingredients or what molecules are in that fragrance. I mean, it is a really helpful tool a lot of the time to figure out what you like and sort of understand the story that's trying to be told through a fragrance. The best way is to just smell as much as you can and look up the notes of everything that you smell. Have some way of logging Parfumo base notes. Notice those accords that they list. Notice what you really love. Try to find notes more isolated in fragrances. Essential oils or aroma chemicals from Perfumer's Apprentice or something. That's a good way to kind of isolate certain smells and figure out what things smell like in their more concentrated form or in their more diluted form or in a fragrance versus in the wild. Smell literally everything around you. Smell flowers. If there's anything that you know is like a fragrance note and it exists in your life in a real physical way, smell it. Go to like a tea shop and smell rose petals and then smell like a freshly bloomed rose. Like really familiarize yourself just with smells. It takes time. It's something that I think you have to have patience with. There are still a lot of notes that I feel really unfamiliar with and I still don't really understand the smell of at all. I think that really like understanding the chemistry of perfume would be very clarifying for me and probably for many of us, because the consumption side of perfume and the creation side of perfume are very, very different. I'm sorry, maybe that advice isn't the best, but you're gonna get it. You'll get there. Most realistic place says ritual versus experimentation. Ritualistic experimentation. Areli Sun says, what are your hobbies you don't usually talk about? I love to dance. I love to sing. I was a theater kid. I love to write. I've always been someone who loves to write. I've been really into baking before. I was trying to relearn cello for a while, but I really give up on things that I find extremely challenging and that I don't feel good at right away, which is a terrible, terrible tendency of mine. But right now I'm into heels dancing, so I'm taking lessons from my amazingly talented friend Caroline. She's on TikTok at Saccharine Sylphs, and you should watch her dance videos. She is so deeply inspiring to me and such a talent. And she's been really helping me because I used to dance a little bit as a kid. I like to hang out with my friends. I like to go outside. I like to go to the beach. I love to swim. I was so into swimming a couple summers ago. I swim literally every day of the summer. I'm big into outside time, nature time, tree climbing, looking for cool bugs and bird watching and all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm probably forgetting stuff, but that's like a really good question. Oh, I love karaoke too. Did I say that? I'm obsessed with karaoke, like it's a passion of mine. Ariana Huang asks, advice for a 17-year-old. Oh my gosh, that's so young. I think you should just be really kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself, and like take things slow as you need to. I think at that point there's a lot of pressure on you to do things right, to figure things out, to know what you want. Take your time. There's no way that you have to be doing things. And if you feel like you aren't good enough or you're not gonna do anything important or something, like just know you're probably too young to even know that. Like, you're a developing person. You don't need to be ready for everything right away. Blubby Kib Meow says, what was the first perfume you've ever fell in love with? Well, it was Bali Mango body spray from Bath & Body Works. That had a grip on me. Oh, actually it was the Paris Amour body lotion. That's not a perfume at all, from Bath & Body Works. That was like, I was like, that's the best smell, period. which is crazy, but I loved it so much. I had like a tiny bottle. When it was done, like I put water in it because I wanted there to be more. The first like real perfume that I really fell in love with and really like shifted things for me was Musc Ravager by Frederic Malle. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Before that, I had smelled niche perfumes. I had like warm perfume a little bit, but nothing like hit me and really felt like it was aligned. Okay. My camera died again. I don't know why. If anybody knows of a good battery, I feel like maybe my battery is not that great, or maybe my camera is just not good at holding a charge. I don't know. I honestly feel like I talked so much in this video, it's gonna be so long, so I should probably stop the questions there. I'm trying to think if there's any other things that I really want to say. Ooh, somebody wanted me to do thrifting tips. I'll do a separate video for that if you guys want. And I also feel like I kind of failed at making this a good makeup tutorial as well because I was so distracted by the questions. So now I know next time I do Q&A, I'll just do Q&A, or if you want another makeup tutorial. Again, this is such a learning curve for me, but I really appreciate you guys being here and being supportive and being sweet. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow my Instagram and my TikTok, and I think that's it. Bye!